All right. So we have a thing called the Tax Strategy Network. We set this up beginning of 2025. We started in 2024 talking about it, but basically it's really about growing our wealth and safeguarding our wealth. So, and it is mostly real estate right now, but it is business stuff. We talk a lot of other business items, and it's good for that. That's good for real estate investors. We are business owners, so don't we're the same. All right. So here's what you get with the Tax Strategy Network. It's a subscription based. You get expert CPA, group coaching discussion with somebody, mostly with me, although I do bring in guests. I've had attorney Ben Bauer and a couple other guys. Todd's actually spoke one time, but basically somebody who does what you do. I think I've shown you that. It's 2 times per month. So it's the right now we do it the second Monday night and the fourth Monday night. We do it at 8 o'clock at night. Now it runs 8 to 10, and well, I've gone over, and if we get done early, we get done early. But we've done it that way because people that have kids on the East Coast, they can put them to bed. Everybody's good, and it helps the West Coast out because they're not doing this thing at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's 2 times per month in a group setting. We will have educational content. Sometimes it's 15 minutes, 10 minutes. One time I spoke, we did one, I spoke practically the whole 2 hours. But we try to break up into smaller pieces, and then and then what so that's good. And there's all the discussion and the group. So there's questions. So especially the Q&A, you can send in your questions ahead of time. Some people, I've got one lady, she just thinks of a question. She mails it in to questions@taxstrategynetwork.com. And then I look at those before our session, and then we'll answer first the ones that are sent ahead of time. And we just answer the questions. So as long as you don't have a problem sharing information publicly, then you don't need to pay me 350 bucks an hour. And there are some stuff that people add that I didn't think about. So it's good. And I will tell you that also, if there is something that I don't know, because I will never tell you I know everything. If you come up with a CPA or a tax professional who says they know everything, I think you should run. But we will check. And again, I'm not one who minds being wrong. I don't want to be wrong more than I heard another person say, I don't want to be wrong more than once. And I agree. I want to find the answer out and make sure that goes well. So the educational content will typically be tax entities and business subject. So you'll have a personal login, taxes, past recordings, and there are additional resources as they are added later. We're going to go to a new system that is more like sort of a community, and it will be resources. It'll be much more like a what do you call them? So anyway, discounts on future in-depth training. So we have done it. I've done it typically like if we did a training like this, that would be more in depth because we've done a whole Saturday on 1031s. And we would do that as a session. We might charge, I don't know what the amount was. Let's say we charge $150 normally. Our group, it's going to be 30 bucks or something. It's going to be some minimal piddly thing amount. It's not going to be like that. But we will do discounts on future training. And you got access to more in-depth personal one-on-one tax planning at a discount. I do discount my other stuff 10% for people that are in. And so it's not huge, but it's good. Really do that. So that's sort of the actual things you get. The website, again, will be full of things like, for instance, a couple of things we want to do. People say, well, I need somebody to prepare my taxes and that knows real estate. Well, I'm not preparing anymore. So we want to have a list of tax professionals in different parts of the country, although I don't think it matters where they are, and that know that. And we're not going to charge them anything to be listed. We just want them to know here's what they are. And we're going to give them a list of questions because I don't want to vet everybody, but we're going to say, hey, here's a list of questions that our members are going to ask you if they are looking at, and you need to know that you can answer the questions or you don't. Maybe you don't know anything about short-term rentals. That's okay. If I don't have any short-term rentals, I don't care. But we want them to know that. And then we're going to do the same thing with bookkeepers. So we have bookkeepers in there that you can get to. It could be lots of other things. So we want to try to buy resources or give resources to you guys, because I think that's the biggest thing. I do this because I love it and I want to see people successful and not paying taxes. And I just think it's and it's fun. It is just we have a good time every night. I'm energized every time we get on these calls. But here's what you really get: and peace of mind because you have an expert to ask. You have somebody you can ask a question to. Because sometimes, you can see stuff on YouTube, but you can't talk to them. You can't get the answers, and some of the stuff is good, some of the stuff is garbage, and you just need to be able to ask it and try to vet that. Answers to your important questions, proper entity structures for you. I mean, we will go through that. If you're on the call and you want to go through a half hour of your entity structures and you're willing to do it with everybody, it's great. It's informative for everybody else, and we can get something done for you without having to pay high prices. Your investment in business is operating better because that's really ultimately right. If you make more money, that's important. I mean, it's not just about saving taxes; it's about your investments and your business operating better. Um, efficient growth of your wealth. That's the biggest thing. How does my wealth grow efficiently? Do I do deferred sales trust, deferred sales trust because I'm not going to pay tax on it right now? And I can think about this. My 44 unit, if I sell it at $250,000 and I don't pay 600 grand in taxes, 600 grand times 10% is 60,000 a year. By not paying 600,000 bucks to the government, I am generating another 60,000 bucks per year to do whatever I want to. If I want to give it away, if I want to burn it in my backyard, I don't care. I can do with it what I want and not have the government do what I don't want. So, efficient growth of your wealth, really important. Tax efficient transfer. Who you want? How do you do it? What are the decisions you're going to make regarding your IRA, and do you convert that to a Roth before you die? That kind of stuff. So leave the legacy you want. And some people don't have heirs. They're going to have other things that they want to do with. They want to have a different legacy they live. So we literally do this for $59 per month. It is so inexpensive. Um, my wife and I rarely go to dinner for that. I mean, McDonald's is creeping up there. If you had three people go to McDonald's, four people go to McDonald's, I bet you couldn't do it. No risk. The first month is totally free, and this rate, whatever your rate is, that stays locked in forever. 20 years from now, as long as I'm still doing it, uh, that rate stays there, and it's never going up. You just can't don't have a break. The other thing I will tell you is that you're not only getting a month free today, but either by January 1st or February, we're going to switch to the new system, which is much better for sort of an insider group. Um, when we do that, because it's a little bit of a hassle, not much, but we'll have to have you re-sign up with the new one and we'll help you along, but we're going to give you another whole month free. So literally, you're going to have 2 months free out of three. So it'll be good. But that is what we've got with the tax strategy group. And if you have questions, I will take that. So that's the QR code. And by the way, it's tax strat. And I think Todd was putting it in the thing. If you go to taxstrategy.com, tax strategy network, sorry, taxstrategynetwork.com. If you go to that website, and I think he was putting it in the chat, but you can also do the QR code. So I'll open up for any questions, and then we're going to do avoiding red flags, and we're going to answer any questions after that, and everybody can go home, and I can try to get out of here in the snow.
Before we go to questions, I want to give a personal testimonial. I've been a member of Scott's Tax Strategy Network since he started it the very first month, and I've gotten a ton of benefit from it. And I've been in real estate over 40 years. I've taken hundreds of classes on tax strategy. And the thing about taxes is they change almost every single year, so you have to keep abreast. And for investors, there's advanced strategies that Scott talks about because he's an investor. He's heavily involved in what we do. It's what he does as well. So I highly recommend it if you want to get better with your tax strategy. And a lot of the things he teaches, you can write them down or you can take a picture of the slide, take it back to your CPA or your tax professional, said, hey, I heard a guy talk about this. How could this work for my situation? You don't even have to understand it. You can just take a picture of it, take it back to your professional and say, how can this help me? Let's implement this. He's talking about how great this is. And you get real world current advice from Scott. He's easy, just like today. He presents a lot of slides. He takes your questions, your specific situations, and answers them, and on that topic. And then he also, if time, answers other questions that are emailed in to him. So great session, and highly appreciate him doing it.